Bonjour.
Hi, bonjour. What's going on?
You guys know that it's curfew time at 10 o'clock?
Yeah, we're media. We're here reporting
Okay.
on stuff.
So I'll respectfully ask you to go home, and you have to leave right now. But there's a car that's coming in. If you guys have anything to tell them, they're gonna come in and talk to you.
No, we're media.
We are
we're
media.
Just filming what's going
Yeah,
on.
I completely understand. So I just advised you, and I'm just gonna go on the side, and there's a car that's coming.
Like
If you have
another
any
police car?
Well, yeah.
Okay, sure.
So if you have any questions,
We're
they'll
just
be
here
able to
because we
answer.
saw people out and we're reporting on it. That's why
Okay.
we're here.
Perfect. Won't be long.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good night. He asked us to leave, but we have the right to be out. We have exemption because we are media and we are reporting on what is going on with the curfew in Quebec.
He's alone, so he's not gonna come out alone, right? It's just for safety.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he was probably gonna wait for backup, and then all of them were gonna ticket everyone. Like he was just waiting for more people because he was like, I guess, scared.
New year, new you, as they say, except Quebec's Premier Francois Legault has resolved to be, I guess, the same old totalitarian that he was back in 2021. He's brought in a whole slate of new restrictions, including a curfew, in an attempt to stop the spread of the Omicron variant, which scientists and researchers say is more transmissible than the previous COVID variants, but far less severe. During the last curfew, Rebel News reporter and social media guru Yanky Pollak took to the streets nearly every night to document the police harassment of everyday Quebecers just trying to live their lives. And he also ended up on the receiving end of that harassment. And over the last year, Yanky wisely escaped Canada, not only to warmer climates, but to freer spaces in big Ron DeSantis's free state of Florida. But when the curfew came back, so did our friend Yanky. He pulled a bit of a reverse AOC and left Florida for a lockdown jurisdiction because he feels compelled to tell the other side of the story. So joining me now from Montreal is Yanky Pollak. Yanky, first thing, I guess, what's the toughest part about being back in Montreal right now?
Definitely the weather. And I can't start the morning meeting saying I'm in Florida. But other than that, I guess there's no freedom here. I went to a store just this morning to get breakfast with a friend to catch up with him. And we couldn't even eat it in the restaurant. It had to be in the car, but we walked in without a mask. They're like, you need to wear a mask. And it's like, and they're like, not even for us. The customers come in, they complain, and they call the cops. So for us, we don't want to deal with the cops. Please put on a mask. And I feel bad. I'm not going to fight with the lady. She says she works from 6 a.m. It's not her fault that the government is implementing a mask. So I'll put on a mask just because it's not her fault. But this is the issue here is people are enforcing this, not even the police. So you have the people are I guess they're snitches. They call the cops if they see a customer without a mask. They'll call the cops. So then the store gets a fine, the person gets a fine, everyone gets fined. If it's just a fine for me, that's whatever. I'll deal with my fine. But poor woman over there, poor business owner that's struggling through this, I don't want them getting a ticket. I don't want to give them a hard time. So but this is how Quebec is. It's a nation of snitches. They like calling it La Belle Province. I think it's La Snitch Province now. It's ridiculous. People are trying to live life. I spoke to store owners off the record. They say, people call the cops all the time on them for not enforcing masks. People are going to their houses of worship. People are doing their thing, and you have snitches everywhere just calling the cops. It's not enough the government is enforcing all of it. You also have snitches enforcing all of it.
Is that the same as it was before, or is that a new thing that has sort of manifested itself and maybe cemented itself in society since you've been gone? I think you've been gone about 6 months. Was it like that before?
Yeah, last curfew was the same thing. There was people yelling out of their windows, "Go home or I'll call the cops." And it's like 9:30. It's like, mind your business. Or if you, and a lot of them are like, not so much that they care. They're more like, if I can't be out, you can't be out. And it's like, you also go out if you want. Nobody's stopping you. But no, rather than going out, he'll call the police and get the police to ticket the other people. I see these comments on Twitter as well. You know, some Jewish schools are open, and people are like, if my kids have to stay home, your kids must stay home. It's like, no. So you know it's wrong. How about you fight for your kids to go to school instead of fighting other kids shouldn't go to school? It makes no sense to me. Instead of people fighting for freedom, they're fighting, I guess, equity. I don't know.
Yes.
They want nobody to have anything because they don't.
Yeah, they want equity of suffering, it sounds like.
Equity of suffering. It's ridiculous. It's like, fight for freedom. No, we're gonna fight that nobody has freedom because I have no freedom. I don't get it.
But then it's fair, Yanky. If everybody's punished the same, then it's
just
fair.
Just like our healthcare system is fair because nobody gets treated.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Now, you've been out a couple nights already on the curfew beat. What are you seeing out there? Is there any resistance to the curfew? Are people defying it?
Well, on Wednesday night, there was a nice 50 people showed up to protest out of what do we have? 8.5 million residents in Quebec. 50 people showed up. All of them got arrested after, I would say, after an hour after the curfew. They all got arrested, well, detained and ticketed and sent on their way with a $1,558 curfew ticket, up by $8. I guess inflation.
It's gone up, yeah.
I guess inflation hit the tickets as well, not just the grocery stores. I don't know why it went up by $8, but it did. You know, we filmed it. I was there, Alexa, Guillaume, and we were there to show you the other side of the story. Interestingly enough, they respected us last night. No tickets for us. From everyone else got a ticket. We were for 10 minutes stuck between police because there was police activity every side of us, and we were standing there. We couldn't go anywhere, but they didn't detain us. It was just like, that was the only place we could stand on the sidewalk that wasn't part of police activity. And I was like, almost like not waiting, but I was expecting to be ticketed because that's what they have been doing for the past, well, in the past curfew. But no, they were just there. They were pretty nice, I guess, quote unquote, towards us. And you know, all the protesters went along. Like when the police came, they picked up their hand and they were like, take me. Like Pastor Art, when they come to grab you, you got to go like a sheep. That's what he said in an interview with Rebel News last week. Or was it this week? It was this week. It's been a long week. So that's what they did. They just went along and they got ticketed. I saw, but it was approximately 50 people. Every single person got ticketed, detained, ticketed, and sent on their way. It's outrageous that people in a apparent free and democratic society don't have the right of movement, but also get ticketed for protesting.
Hey folks, that was an excerpt from my show, Rebel Roundup. Now, to get the full meal deal, why not go to Rebel News Plus, sign up, and never miss a Rebel News Plus show in the future.